Hello, hi, hey, it's your good friend, J. Scott Jewell. Just noticed that I recorded the entire last episode of this without any of the visuals from the game in here, so we jumped ahead a couple of levels, is what you're going to see. So we had a survival mission and a salvage mission in which we picked up a new set of shock coils. And I'm just checking real quick to make sure I really am recording the game this time. Yes, I am. So we've got the shock coils, which do 180 damage on average, as opposed to our 135 on the gun, which is interesting, because this, with the ammo reduction, basically costs, or it gets 62 and a half, yeah, is that right? No, 67 and a half damage per ammo node that we spend on it because of the two shots. And this one gets us 60 per ammo node spent if we put them in this configuration. So actually what I might do is just go in here and switch these two around. So if we have to drop to these guns, that just makes this a terrible argument damage-wise, whereas this one will maximize our damage per ammo, put it up to 90. So that'll be very exciting. Especially for the next mission, because the next mission that we get, which might actually do the overdrive injection for it, because I'm going to be wanting those. The next mission is the boss. So it is Commandant Rene Durant. He's got a gargantuan class Ironcast, which is pretty huge. So we want to make sure everything is up to date, fully stocked, fully repaired. We've got the best drives on there. We've got those new shock coils that you didn't see me get, unfortunately. And yeah, we're all repaired. So the only other thing we could do, which I'll actually hold off on, I could upgrade one of my systems here just before the fight to give us a little bit of an edge, but the bosses tend to drop some really nice blueprints, and so I want to have a bunch of scrap built up to actually build them. So here we go. Oh, there it is, and it's they're surprisingly cordial toward each other, these two. Because it turns out the French aren't actually very interested in fighting Britain. They're mostly just running away from a larger threat, as we'll hopefully see. I'm assuming we won't, lose to Jeremy here. He's not that tough. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to grab all of this repair just to link up these chains of energy, and then I will go through. I wanted to pick up all that energy in a big chain and hit the link node, but I guess that would be a big waste of ammo, so I'll just take this energy, and I should have switched out gather scrap. That would have been a great idea, because the boss battles don't actually generate any scrap nodes, so this is just going to be a waste, because I'm a big dummy. Whoops. And I'm actually going to raise my shield twice instead of activating the drives, even though that misses out on some coolant, because he has a couple of weapons that tend to punch right through. So that's, 72 to 90 damage a shot, or 160 or 170 damage a shot, which can just wreck us if we don't have shields up. Oh, and of course, turn on resilience. Okay, definitely want to take out a shield if we can. And luckily we've got that shield dampener, so that will help a lot. And it only costs us 2. So we should be able to punch through that. Yeah, as far as strategy goes with him, it's not super complicated. You take out his shields so you can get access to his other systems. And then from there, it's kind of up to you what you want to take out. Although, in my experience, this laser that he's got is just ridiculous. So I like to take it out of the picture as soon as I can. Even though, for an ordinary battle, I would be going after just his drives, just to keep him on the defensive as much as possible. I'm actually going to leave the link node there, because I think it'll be better to connect up a bunch of energy and, yeah, all this coolant than it would have been to waste it on more ammo. So, let's keep beating him down. Okay. I might as well scoop up as much energy as we can. Looks like we can get all 5 there, and 7 coolant, which will be more than enough to serve us for taking his weapons offline. And we've got a 5% chance of missing him, but it's not really significant enough for me to worry about. We've got enough ammo on the board that we can, fire again if push comes to shove. And fire one more time. Now I do want to remember to get my drive up and my shield up rather than try to blast him some more. And if I was really desperate to knock him out like this turn for some reason, I could dip into the overdrive coolant, or, overheating rather, and just get those last few shots in, but I don't think it's strictly necessary this time. Even if he puts his drives up this turn, we can take him out next turn. And he's going to have to spend some of his turn repairing anyway, just to get systems online. That's good. He decided to repair the missile rack rather than the dual lance, because that can tear straight through our shields. I'm real worried about it, if you can't tell. So we've got 4 coolant now, which gives me enough leeway for another 2 shots that I will send to his drives. And did we just luck into an overdrive node there? That is great. It's great news. Okay, first order of business, repair. Second order of business, pick up a bunch of repair. Yeah, and some energy too, why not? I basically just want to clear off as much of the board as I can to make room for coolant. Because I am pretty low, and I'm going to need quite a bit to fire off as many shots as I want to. In fact, even though it's a worse deal, I might go with the light cannon a couple of times. Is that worth it? Nah, I don't think so. Forget it. Okay. Might as well repair. Might as well activate my walker. And then here we can get basically 2 shots with this, or 1 shot with the shock coils. So if I really want to hit him when he's down, I would do this. But for the sake of overall efficiency, I think I'm still going to go with the shock coils. Okay. Oh, yeah, and then we get one more match anyway, so might as well scoop up some ammo. And that'll give us a big energy match for next turn, so we can clear off a lot of the board, hopefully pick up some coolant, and if nothing else, activate the walker for next to nothing. But it doesn't look like we're going to have any big problems. Yeah, all he got done was repairing, so assuming we can find some good strings of coolant somewhere, we are in business. Okay, a little bit of coolant. That's enough to get some shots off anyway. And then the link node should take care of us from there, so let's get his systems back down. Let's see if we can get the first weapon offline. Okay, so his systems are down. And if we can just get Okay, we would need like 6 shots to take him out this turn, so that's probably not going to happen. But we'll see how close we can get. I sure would like to take care of him this turn, rather than giving him another opportunity. If we wanted to do that, though, one more would take him down to about 400, and then we'd still need like 3 more shots. Yeah, that's just not going to happen. So, coolant. And then rather than wasting all that on energy, I'll just pick up some more repair. And that way we can raise our shields and the walker a couple of times, and that'll get us some coolant back for next turn. Hopefully he just has to repair again, but if he fires off some shots, we'll be okay. Ah, great. Wonderful. Got some coolant to pick up right off the bat, and then plenty of room to pick up ammo and get the job done. Yeah, that's almost enough to fill us up twice. And then for the last move, I mean, if we really need another coolant run after this, then we got bigger problems. So, let's just see what we get. Ah! Of course. Let's take him out. Perfect. Yep. Gets his death dialogue here. Now this is where we're like, what the heck, man? Why did you even attack us? That's where we get the news that Paris is destroyed because of some crazy monster. And then it turns out that England was being a big jerk and just denying France asylum. But we'll see that giant monster next time. Yeah, so this is what I mean. He dropped all kinds of blueprints, and we leveled up twice. So that was alright. A little bit suboptimal. I wish I'd made different choices with the gather scrap ability there. But I'll leave it in for now. Let's see what we get from leveling. Well, the node multiplier is more than welcome. And the targeting lens is so-so. But yeah, the node multiplier is just great. So basically it makes it so you get twice as many resources from making a match. So if we do, 3 energy nodes, it'll give us 6 energy in our systems, which ends up being really, really great when you make those big chains and with link nodes and overdrives and whatnot, because it'll multiply all of those, including the XP bonus. So if you can make big matches, it's essentially just madness on the field, and that's well worth extra overdrive nodes every couple of turns. And hope for a general augmentation. There is one, which is okay. I don't necessarily get the point of this one. Like, if my opponent's health is below 15% already, I've probably got him on the ropes, and I don't really need an extra, I don't need extra 10% damage at that point. Like, it's nice, but I don't know. I'd rather have anything else in the world. So what do we got? Yeah, that would actually be a downgrade, so let's not do that. These shields go up to 60 as opposed to 45, which I'm not desperate to spend 1330 scrap on. I could get some tank-style armor, which would have significantly more health before it got drained. And would also, just cut flat damage by 40%. Which, in the long run will probably be a lot better as the enemy's weapons start scaling up. So I'm going to buy that. And then the missile launcher Mark IV, I can't afford because I decided to repair myself like a dummy. But I definitely want that next time because that average damage is huge. It does almost as much, damage to one system as the shock coil, and then also gets a good spread of splash damage everywhere else. I really like the missile launchers, if that's not clear. And before I finish that, I will remember to apply my armor. I'll take a look at the other missions we've got for next time. A collection mission, which I'll probably take. Challenging survival, absolutely not. And a regular old battle for 760 versus 730. I prefer collection missions enough that I'm probably going to take that one over the other. 30 scrap isn't that big a deal. So that's what we'll be looking at next time. Until then, I've been J. Scott Jewell.